Well, Charlie, we've got some of our players for the East Coast VFL competition squad training with us today. Can you give us a bit of an insight into the makeup of the competition?
Yeah, look, it's a new competition, an amalgamation of the VFL competition and the NEFL or Northern Markets competition. I think there are 22 clubs who have been awarded licences and a mixture of traditional VFL clubs and the aligned AFL clubs up here in the Northern Markets. We think it's going to be a premium competition with some of the best talent outside of the AFL running around in it. So we think it'll be a really good platform for development of new talent and a place where we can develop some of our listed players as well who are pushing for senior selection.
How have you gone about selecting players for the East Coast VFL squad?
Well, look, we've tried to maintain a New South Wales bias. We'd like to develop talent in the state and continue what we're doing with our academy program, which has been very successful over the last 10 or 11 years. That's probably the starting point for us. We also wanted to go out and find the best talent we can to play in our East Coast team and to support our listed players' development. We've looked at players who've spent time on other AFL lists, players that have work interests up here in Sydney or in New South Wales. It's been a bit of a combination of finding people that have a connection to Sydney, but also trying to get the best available talent.
Can you give us a bit of an insight into how many players make up this squad?
The squad's not finalised at this stage, but we do have about 16 players that are committed. We've got a mixture of over 22-year-olds and then development squad players who are under 22. Just bearing in mind that we do have some rules within the competition to play at least 6 under 22-year-olds in every game. So there's a good mix of some experience and then some youth that we'd like to see develop.
Do you think the consistency in players in the squad will make it actually better for some of the guys on the list in their development playing in the reserves grade competition?
Yeah, definitely. I think the continuity of training with our state league team and greater opportunities for guys to get to know how each other play, I think that can only be a positive for our listed players' development and the development of the team and performance of the team week to week.
How often do you think the players intend to train with the senior squad?
The players in the East Coast squad can train twice a week, and obviously we have to work in around their work and study commitments, but we're keen to have them here and training with our senior players and experiencing the intensity of the AFL training program as much as possible.
You mentioned the keenness to keep players coming from New South Wales, and a lot of them have come through the academy. How important is it to the club to have that talent pipeline?
Yeah, it's critical. It's something that we started as a club over 10 years ago, and it's grown. It's grown dramatically over that time and produced some wonderful talent for us that we're starting to see come through our senior ranks now. But we think there's even more scope to tap into the talent and the game development here in Sydney. We're starting to see the code, really springboard in schools and around and all around and Sydney and Greater Sydney, and a lot of that is to do with some of the work our academy's done, and we just want to continue that work. We think this East Coast squad is a natural progression for that, to keep that connection between the graduates of our academy and giving them opportunities to continue their football development at the highest possible level.
What does the future look like for these players who might want to try and make it onto an AFL list, and is the club involved in any way in that?
Yeah, look, as I said, it's going to be, we think, the premier state league competition in the country, and players will be up against some quality listed AFL players, as well as some of the best players outside of the AFL system. So they'll get a chance to test themselves against the best and be in a really high performance environment and develop their own games. And you'd like to think that we can see in the coming years guys take the step from the East Coast squad into the AFL ranks, whether that be at the Swans or being drafted onto other clubs' lists.